Easy peasy. Welcome to another tutorial from myself, DJ Bluey, or Bluey, whatever you want to call me, or Stu. Um, I don't really know where to start. I apologise for the audio because my microphone is not the best, but beggars can't be choosers, and let's just get a tutorial on the way. Always interested in what you guys want to learn about within Ableton. I've spent a few years on it now. I've learnt a few cool tricks on it, but there are untold capabilities within this software. But today's tutorial, before I start babbling too far, is basically how to set up your own template. This is the first thing that really you need to do if you want to start making music. You can come in and start making sounds, this, that, and the other. But when you want to start making a track, you need to have a template. It's just natural. It kind of gets everything in structure correctly for you. So let's begin. We've opened, obviously, Ableton now. And the very, very first thing that you should always really want to do is go save live set as, and save it so if it does crash, you've got your backup there. Ableton's really cool if it crashes, which it does do it quite often, dependent on what system you've got. I've heard of a lot of people having a lot of issues with it crashing, but I run around about 100 different instances on my PC at any one time. Don't ask why, I'm just crazy. A lot of people think that. So we are going to build up our own template. It's real simple. First of all, what sort of music do you go for? Well, I'm drum and bass, so it's going to be 180 or 170, or you could do 87.5 depending on the style of music. 87.5 is good if you're doing minimal, because it's easier to work with from experience. I'll go into that deeper later on in another tutorial, but right now we've set it to 180. Metronome doesn't really matter for this part now, and we've got a MIDI file at the moment, and what we want to do is we want a few tracks. Normally a template for a track, you're going to have kind of as a starting point 3 levels of percussion, a snare, a kick, and bass. That is kind of your standard setup, and then obviously you can layer up lots and lots of other things around that. But if we begin with going to our live devices, which is at the top left, and then going to audio effects, no, instruments, excuse me, right, instruments, and we want to go and use something called impulse, and we drag this in, and you can see it's appeared here. We duplicate this a couple of times, so that would be 3, and then we need another couple, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 3 layers of percussion, 1 kick, 1 snare. Now impulse is a drum machine, I suppose. It's a sampler, but I use it mostly as a drum machine. Lots of people use it for various ways. It's quite a powerful little tool, but for this case we're going to use it as a drum machine, or a sampler for drums. We can go rename or control R on a PC. I'm not familiar with Mac, so I'm not going to bother trying to work out or guess what the shortcuts are for Mac. You guys, if you're Mac users, you know the translations, I'm sure. So for this we're going to just go simple perk 1. Tend to have caps on because you find that if you hit shift and several keys in Ableton, it actually deletes certain aspects of your current sequencer. It's really, really not good. So yeah, never ever do shift and type in here. But what we can do is go Control R, perk 2, 3, and if we tab here, it will go down to the next track all ready for us to rename. Here we're going to go snare 1 and kick 1. Okay, so that's how things renamed, and then normally we would want a bass. For this example, we're just going to go and use what you already have with Ableton Live 8 when you purchase it, called Operator. This comes as standard with everybody's copy, and basically let's go down and find a simple bass, and anyone will do. There we go. So we have got our bass, our kick, our snare, and our 3 levels of percussion. Other than kick and snare, obviously. Kick and snare are, strictly speaking, percussion, but they're more intense than what carry the tune. Right. That's basically it. We've now got our template, what we can come and work on in the future. Some people like to put the samples in. If you put a sample in or get your sample banks ready now for your template, every single tune you make will sound the same. Don't do it. It's just not worth it. Like, you really severely limit yourself if you do that and start, getting your own sound banks. But now, once basically we've got now our basic template, and to save this, we go to Options and Preferences, and then to File folder, and then it says Save Current Set as Default. You click Save, overwrite New Template Set, and that will save. So once you've done that, whenever you open the Ableton Live 8 software that you've got, this is what will appear, ready for you to go and do your production, music making, however you wish to do it. But yeah, that's kind of the basic setup. Hope this helps, and I will be back with a new tutorial very, very soon. Big up.